Okay, welcome. This is just a nice easy flow, a little bit of dynamics in there just to kind of build up a little bit of heat, but more about kind of releasing the tension of the day. So we're going to start off lying down. So easing yourself down onto the ground and have the knees bent, the feet flat on the floor. And maybe take the arms out wide. See what feels comfortable, whether you want the hands on the tummy or if you've got space around you, take the arms out a little bit wider. And start to make some little movements that feel nice into your body. So close your eyes. And see if you can lengthen the back of the neck, just wriggling the head a little bit. So you can roll your shoulders underneath you. Feel the shoulder blades flat against the ground. And then see if you can start to lengthen your waist. Just kind of walking one hip down the mat and then the other. Kind of little wriggle. And then you might wish to keep your knees bent or you might wish to send them out long. So your choice. What feels best, what feels most comfortable in your body. And if you take them out long and you don't like it, I don't like that, I'm going to keep mine bent. You can change them. And then take a breath in through the nose. And when you're ready to breathe out, open the mouth and we'll take that another couple of times. So breathing in through the nostrils. And let the breath leave the mouth. And take it one more time. See if you can let the breath soften with the exhale. Let the ribs soften. Let the tummy soften and just be still, just for a moment. Just allow yourself to let go of any need to do anything, any need to be anywhere. Just allowing yourself to be here, where you are, right in this very moment. And then without trying to change the breath, start to notice your breath. Notice where do you feel the inhale? Where does your body move? As you breathe out, what do you feel softening? See if you can give yourself your full attention, something that can be so hard to do. It's so hard to switch that mind off from a busy day or whatever's yet to come, but just see if you can drop into this moment right now. Notice your face. Notice the muscles around your face. See if you're holding tension without even realizing. See if you can soften maybe that space between the eyebrows, softening into the cheeks, the jaw. And as the face softens, maybe you notice some breath in your features. So obviously we feel it in the nose, but maybe you feel the breath almost tingling into the cheeks as the face softens. Maybe you feel the skin almost rising upwards with the inhale and softening down into the ground with the exhale. Just take a couple more breaths. And then if your legs are out long, just bending the knees and bringing the feet to the floor. I want to take the feet a little bit wider than your hips, toes facing forwards, arms out wide if they're resting on your body. And then slowly just start to take the knees, really slow movement from left to right. So just easing the body into our practice. Nice and slow. And just inviting almost a heaviness into your legs. Almost as if you have to just resist the ground a little bit as the knees go from side to side. Okay, next time your knees go over to the right side, we're going to hold it down there. Try and keep the feet wide apart if you can. And see if you can bring some weight into the left hip, that top hip. And see if you can soften into your tummy, into your ribs, deep into your shoulders. Maybe turning your head to the left. And again, finding that softness into your body. So as you breathe here, where do you feel your breath? Where does your breath reach within you? We'll take one more breath here. And as you breathe out, bring your head back through center, followed by the knees. And we'll take it over to the other side, keeping the feet wide. Maybe the head turns to the right. Just see if you can soften the front of your ribs. Soften into your tummy, into the hips. Let it travel into the thighs, all the way down to your toes. Feel it in your shoulders. Take one more breath. And when you're ready, come back through center. Both feet on the floor, knees to the ceiling. We're going to bring the right knee in towards your chest. Interlace the hands and either bring it around the shin or the thigh. And if it's right in your back, send the left leg out long, toes just gently pointing up, not too active, but gently squeeze the right knee in. See if you can soften your lower back into the ground as the thigh comes in towards the body. See if you can relax your shoulders. And as you hug it in, see if you can get a stretch. So you should feel it through the glutes, through the butt. And maybe you start to feel it into the lower back as well. So just observing what you feel, paying attention. And then if you really draw your lower back into the ground, just bringing the navel down towards the ground as well, so the belly button. And as you breathe out, just gently lift your head, your shoulders, as if you're going to kiss the knee. See if you can hold it there, relax the shoulders, see if you can lengthen the back of the neck. And then slowly release the head down. We're going to slide the right leg out, bring the left knee in. Same thing, so squeezing in, but just trying to find some softness in your shoulders, into the hip. See if you can draw your lower back into the ground. Both hips, notice if you're rolling to one side. See if you can have equal pressure down through the right and the left. Softening in. And with an exhale, lift head and shoulders towards the left knee, shoulders drawing down the back of the body. Try and make it as minimal effort as possible. So obviously we're waking up the core, but just see if you can soften. Take another breath. And then breathe out. Lower the head down. Okay, we're going to bring your right foot to the floor, so keep the knee bent. Sorry, your left foot to the floor, knee bent. Bring the right knee back in, but this time we're going to take the arms out wide, or cactus arms, so bend the elbows. So as you breathe in, extend that leg out all the way down. Hover it off the ground, maybe an inch. And as you breathe out, squeeze the knee in towards you. So we breathe in, extending the right leg out long, toes point up to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, draw the knee in. So head and shoulders are heavy into the ground. So we just take a few more rounds. Next time you bring the knee in, pause with it in. We're going to interlace the hands behind the head, take the elbows out wide. And just bring the thumbs so they're down the back of the neck. So just cradling the lower head. So if you want to, you can just keep the head here, or we can start just to bring a little bit of more heat into the body. So breathe in, extend the leg out. And as you breathe out, draw the knee in, lift the elbows towards the ceiling, squeezing in towards each other, and then lift head and shoulders, drawing into the knee. So as you breathe in, lower the head, let the elbows go wide as you extend the right leg out. And then breathing out as the knee comes in, elbows draw together, and then lift head and shoulders. So this is like, so it's that crunching action, but we're really slowing it down and controlling the movement. Just going to do 2 more. Try not to yank your head, so the action comes from pushing your lower back into the floor. Let's do the last one. Hold it up, so if you can hold it up for a breath. And then as you breathe out, lower the head. We'll bring the right foot to the floor and we'll take it on the opposite side. So the left knee comes in towards you, squeezing it in. You can keep the hands behind the head if you want to, or take them wide. As you breathe in, extend that leg out, hovering off the ground, maybe an inch, maybe a bit more. Breathing out, draw the knee in. And breathing in, extension. So moving in your rhythm. So the knee comes in, so if you can draw the lower back into the ground. As you breathe in to extend, just drawing navel towards the spine. Okay, and then we'll start to incorporate the little lift of the head. So next time the knee comes in, elbows come towards each other, squeezing in as if you're going to kiss your knee. And then breathing in to lower, elbows wide, leg reaches out. So moving at your pace. Try not to yank your head up. So the hands are just merely supporting the head. And just cradling the head as the arms wrap around the sides of the head. Let's do 1 more. And then we'll release it down. Take the left leg out long and take the right leg out long as well. You're going to take the legs as wide, if you're on a yoga mat, as wide as your yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, then take them wider than your hips. Okay. And the arms, we're going to take them into cactus arms. So bend the elbows, the forearms resting on the ground. If your arms are resisting the ground, just bring the arms in a little bit closer, or maybe take them out in a big T shape. But try and relax the shoulders, relax the ribs. And I'm just going to take it into a little side stretch. So keep your left leg where it is. Pick up your right foot, take it all the way over towards your left foot, cross it over that ankle. Okay, and then your right arm is going to reach up behind you. And then option to kind of slide your right hand over to the left, and you can take the head over, so a little banana shape. Keep the left shoulder heavy, the arm heavy, just finding a gentle reach through the right fingers, the right foot, and then soften into the shape. See if you can soften the ribs, soften the hips. Might even turn your head fully to the left, softening into the jaw, the cheeks. Try and soften in that right shoulder. And as you breathe here, where do you feel your breath? Taking 1 more breath. And as you breathe out, bring your right arm back through into that cactus shape. Bring your head back in line, and then step your right foot out wide. And then we'll cross left foot over, crossing it over the right ankle. Left arm reaches up behind, and then maybe kind of arching over, reaching over to the right side. And then turning your head towards the right if it's comfortable in your neck. Finding that gentle reach through left toes, left fingers, and then breathing out, soften into the stretch. Soften your ribs, soften your tummy. Notice where you feel your breath here. Let's take 1 more breath. And as you breathe out, slide that left arm back, bring your head back, uncross the legs. And then we'll bring the feet to the floor. 1 more thing on our backs. just going to bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees drop out to the side. So in a diamond shape. If your hips are really tight, then I would suggest you make fists with your hands and just bring the fists right under the tops of the thighs, right near the hips, and kind of support the legs there so it's not as open. And I would stay here for this kind of little part of the class. Relax the shoulders, relax the head. If you're comfortable with the knees wide, then we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. Thumbs reaching down the back of the neck again. As you breathe out, whatever shape you've taken, just draw navel towards the spine, encouraging the lower back towards the ground. It's probably not going to push in, but just finding that kind of connection. And as you breathe in, soften the tummy, let it rise. Breathing out, draw the navel down, so a little squeeze of the bum. And you can take that if you want to go a little bit deeper. As you breathe out, we'll draw elbows towards each other and lift head and shoulders, a little stomach crunch. Breathing in to lower the head, take the elbows out wide. And breathing out, elbows come together, crunching it up. And breathing in, taking it wide. We'll just do a couple more. Nice and slow and steady. So feel the lift come from the core. Try not to pull the head. Next time you lower it down. Take the elbows out wide. Release. And then everybody bring hands to the thighs and gently bring the feet to the floor. Okay, we'll bring the knees in towards the chest. Bring the hands onto each knee and start to take some knee circles. So take the knees in opposite directions. And take them the opposite way. Okay, and then we'll just take the legs up towards the sky, both legs. So you can gently draw little circles with the ankles. So give the legs a little rub. And then just give them a little shake. And we'll bring the knees back into the chest, rolling onto your side. Gently push through your hands and bring yourself up into a seat. I'm going to bring the soles of the feet together again. So just play with that position, whether you want the feet a little bit closer or further away, what feels comfortable to you. And just holding on to the shins or the ankles and start to have that little rock forwards and backwards. And you can keep the eyes closed. It's quite a nice experience just to kind of tune in and feel your body rocking. And as the eyes closed, you can really kind of find that little point that's rooting down into the ground, that part that roots down, finding that stability within you. And I'm going to take it left to right, kind of finding your anchor. And as you move left to right, then we're going to start to take it into a circle. So allowing the body to rock, really lovely with the eyes closed. If this is too intense on your hips, and bend the knees, bring the feet flat to the floor. Okay, and I'm going to take the circle the opposite way. Okay, and then pause somewhere in the middle. So if you can relax the shoulders and gently push down through the thighs, just a little bit deeper stretch, and almost feel the waist start to rise up through the crown of the head, and see if you can pull yourself forward slightly. So just bearing in mind that we're just kind of easing into our bodies. So it might be that you just sit upright, and that's a really great stretch. Maybe you've got space to come forwards. Maybe you bring your hands to the floor. So we're all different. We're just going to take it into a gentle twist. So we're going to turn towards the right leg. And either if you're upright, bring your right hand behind you and keep a hold of the leg with your left hand. Or option would be to, if you've got the space within your body, to walk your hands forwards over the right shin and just gently reaching it forwards. And you want to take a little bit of a deeper reach through the left fingers if you're taking this option. So if you're upright, just gently taking your gaze behind you. If you're taking this version that I'm demonstrating, bring chin to the chest. See if you can soften it into your hip. Soften into your waist, relax the shoulders. See if you can direct your breath into the back of your body, wherever you are. And take one more breath. And then walk your hands in towards you. Or unravel. I'm going to take it to the opposite side. So option one, left fingertips behind you, right hand resting on the leg or the feet. Or option two is to bring your chest towards the left shin and walk your hands forwards, away from the left shin, and maybe just reaching those right fingers forward just that little bit more. So if you're taking this option, chin to the chest, if you're upright, looking over the left shoulder, wherever you are, just relaxing your shoulders. See if you can relax into the hips. And then breathe into the back of your body. And take one more breath. And then slowly walk your hands in towards you. Okay, we'll bring the hands underneath the knees. Bring the feet to the floor. And hold the backs of the thighs. So hands come behind the thighs. And gently push through your feet. And as you breathe in, root down through your hips, through your feet. And bring your chest through between the legs. So breathing in to extend. And as you breathe out, round the spine, bring chin to the chest. Really round into that lower back. Breathing in, lifting up and arching the back. Breathing out to roll away. Another nice one with your eyes closed. Feeling your breath moving with your rhythm. And we'll take one more. And after your next exhale, just coming to a neutral spine. And we're going to make our way to hands and knees. And just tuck the toes under. When you get there, tuck the toes under. I'm going to walk the hands in towards the knees and just sit back on the feet. It's intense. See if you can get the little toes involved. We're going to bring the fingers down to the ground behind you. If that doesn't reach, bring the hands into your lower back, just resting just above the bum. But we just gently encourage the belly button forwards and the heart to lift up, opening up the chest. So if you can spread your collarbones, lifting the gaze. And as you breathe out, come forwards into hands and knees and just give the feet a little shake. And then we'll bring the tops of the feet down to the floor. You're going to take the knees wide, big toes together, ease the body back towards a child pose. Reaching the hands forwards. If your hips don't want to come down, if you're hovering, just kind of find that hover and see if you can soften into your forearm. Soften the forearm down. If the hips do go all the way back, just encouraging a softness into your body. And again, here, can you breathe into the back of your body? And can you soften into your lower back? Soften into your hips. And look towards the hands. We're going to walk the hands over to the left-hand side. So you're encouraging your chest towards the left thigh. And a gentle reach again through the right fingers. See if you can soften into the right shoulder. Just gently drawing the right hip back just a little bit. Notice your breath. Where do you feel your breath here? And take one more. And as you breathe out, come through center. Reach it through. Notice the right side compared to the left. And then we'll take it over, reaching over to the right. So coming towards the right thigh. Finding that little reach through the left fingers, drawing the left hip back and then softening into the shoulder. And then breathing into your ribs. Take one more breath. And as you breathe out, look towards your hands, bring it back through center, reach it forwards. Okay, just gonna bring just a little bit more energy into the body. So bringing it up, hands and knees. We're gonna just keep your knees wide and then step your toes behind your knees. Hope that made sense. So your feet are wide, the toes are stacked, and we're gonna take the hands as wide as your yoga mat or a little bit wider than your shoulders, spreading your fingers. And then from here, lifting it up into a downward dog, so wide-legged downward dog. So feet are just a bit wider than your hips, the knees are bent generously. Really start to push down through each fingertip, push through the knuckles of the hand, through the thumb. And see if you can draw your shoulders away from your wrists. And then can you lengthen your armpits? What do you need to do in your body to lengthen the armpits? Can you draw your shoulder blades down the back of the body? And then gently draw your ribs in. Try not to kind of stick everything out. Draw the ribs in, find length. And then from here, start to bend your right knee generously as you straighten the left leg and pause and hold it. And then we'll switch. So left leg really bends as you straighten the right leg. Bend both knees. Lift up the heels quite generously. And then look towards your hands. We're going to step up to the front, towards your hands, coming into a forward fold. And just pause in this forward fold. Take a hold of the elbows, a nice bend into the knees. So bring your tummy onto your thighs. Really stick the bum back. Let the chin come to the chest. Maybe shake the head a little bit. Soften the shoulders. And release the hands down towards the ground. And as you breathe in, rise up halfway. Bring the hands onto your shins. See if you can lengthen through. As you breathe out, bend it down, bend the knees. Chin to the chest. Gonna roll all the way up to standing. And once you get there, take the arms overhead, looking up. And as you breathe out, bring the hands to your heart. Breathing in, reach it up. As you breathe out, dive down to the ground, bend your knees. We're going to rise up halfway, lengthening the legs, lengthening the spine, and breathing out. Bring your fingers down to the ground. We're going to step back, downward dog. And once again, take it nice and wide. So step your feet as wide as your mat, hands as wide as your mat. Nice bend into the knees. Find that length into your spine. Shake the head a little bit, loosen the neck. Maybe just pedaling out the legs again. Nice and slow, really easeful movements in this class. Okay, bend both knees, look towards your hands, stepping back up to the front of the mat. And we rise up into that halfway lift. And breathing out, take it down, nice bend into the knees. The arms out wide this time, a little bit more dynamic, rising up to the sky, arms overhead. And breathing out, hands to your heart. And then breathing in, take it up, take the arms up. As you breathe out, bend the knees and sink the hips back. It's a little chair pose. So if you can draw the ribs in, relax the shoulders, take a breath. And as you breathe out, reach up to the sky. Take a nice big breath in. And as you breathe out, take the arms out wide and twist towards the left side. So big, open stretch. Breathing in, up through center. And as you breathe out, open the arms out to the right, parallel to the ground. Breathing in through center. As you breathe out, bring it back down through chair. So bend the knees, bring the hands to your heart this time. Sink it down, bring a bit of weight into the heels. And then breathe in, take it all the way up. Breathe out, open out to the left, big twist. Breathing in through center. And breathing out to the right. Breathing in through center. As you breathe out, take the arms out wide. Big dive down to the ground. Gonna rise up halfway. And as you breathe out, bring the fingers down to the ground. We're gonna step the right foot back. Nice long stance. Lower the back knee. Make sure you've got your front knee over the front ankle. Inch it forwards if you need to. And then just pause here. Come right up onto the fingertips. If you find the ground's too far away, bring your hands onto the thigh. Just see if you can gently draw that left hip into the body. And think of lifting up through your heart, spreading the collarbones. Really grounding down, untucking the back toes, bring the foot to the floor. And as you breathe in, take your arms forwards and up. Relax the shoulders, relax your fingers. Take a nice big breath in. As you breathe out, sink down through your feet. And take one more breath. And as you breathe out, we're going to bring the left hand to the inside of your left foot. So we're going to push the arm, push the leg together. If you feel a bit wobbly, take your left foot out to the left a little bit more. And then as you breathe in, a gentle twist, take your right arm up towards the sky. So we want to push the leg into the arm into the leg, and just feel that opening in your body. Take a nice big breath in. And as you breathe out, lower that hand down. Okay, both hands to the floor. Pick up the back knee. Step it back into that wide downward dog. Nice wide downward dog. See how the legs feel. Maybe pedal them out a little bit. Shaking the head. Look towards your hands. We'll step up to the front of the mat. Breathing in halfway. And breathing out, take it down. Nice bend into the knees, arms out wide. Come all the way up to standing. Breathing out, hands to your heart. Breathe in, take the arms up. As you breathe out, sink it down into chair pose. So bending the knees. Bring some weight into the heels of the feet. Draw the ribs in. And push through the feet. Breathe in, lift it all the way up to the sky. As you breathe out, take the arms out, twist to the left. Breathing in through center. And breathing out, twisting to the right. Breathing in. As you breathe out, big dive down to the ground. Gonna rise up halfway. Breathing out, fingertips down to the ground. Step your left foot, nice long stance. Give the foot a wriggle. Lower the back knee down. And come up onto the fingertips. See if you can draw the right hip back. Let the collarbones begin to spread. Or untuck the back toes, bring that foot into the ground, and then really firm down through your foundations as you breathe in to sweep your arms forwards and up. Relax the shoulders, open up the chest. Maybe lifting your gaze, try and lift up out of the lower back. Take a nice big breath. And as you breathe out, we're going to bring the right hand down to the inside of your right foot. So if you're wobbly, take the foot out a little bit wider. And then push the leg into the hand, the arm into the leg. And then slowly reach your left fingers up towards the sky. See if you can relax the shoulders. See if you can spread your collarbones here. Take a nice big full breath. Where can you find ease in this shape? Take one more breath. And as you breathe out, lower the hands. Last little time, step it back into our downward dog, wide downward dog. Give your body space. See if you can bring a little bit more weight into your heels now. Maybe allowing the legs to lengthen a little bit, but don't force it. See how the body feels. Really push down through your index finger, through your thumb. Taking a breath. And then look towards your hands. We'll step up to the front of your mat. Once you're there, rising up into that halfway lift. As you breathe out, take it down. Nice bend into the knees. Push through all the way up to standing. And as you breathe out, take it down into a chair pose. Draw the ribs in. Sink a little weight into the heels of your feet. Soften the shoulders. Take a breath. Next, inhale, push through, reach it all the way up to the sky. Breathe out, open, twist to the left. Breathing in through center. And breathing out, open, twist to the right. Breathing in, bring it up through center. And as you breathe out, dive down to the ground. And then breathe in halfway. And as you breathe out, bring the fingertips to the floor. We're going to step back to kneeling. So just step the right foot back, the left foot back, and then lower the shins, the knees to the ground. Untuck the toes, and then walk it back into kneeling. Okay. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can take this from high kneeling. But if you can, just sinking down onto the heels. We're going to bring right hand to the left thigh, left fingers behind you, and use the hand to gently encourage your right ribs around. You could even use your left hand just to kind of smoosh the left ribs around, left fingers behind you. Try and draw the ribs in slightly, draw the navel in, find length through the spine, and as you breathe out, see if you've got a little bit more gentle twist. Maybe taking your gaze behind you. Once you've found the twist, taking a breath. And as you breathe out, come through center. And we'll take it the opposite side. So left hand onto your right thigh. And let's use the hand. Bring your right hand to your left ribs, gently encouraging them around, all the way around. And then let your right fingers come behind you. So as you breathe in, find length. Draw the ribs in, lengthen the lower back. And as you breathe out, maybe take your gaze behind you, but keep the ribs turning. Notice your breath here. And as you breathe out, come through center. We're going to take it down into child pose, hands by the feet. Sinking it down, tummy towards the thighs, forehead to the ground. If your forehead doesn't come to the ground, bring the hands and make little fists underneath your head just to support yourself. So if you can breathe into the back of your body. Take one more breath. And as you breathe out, chin to the chest, rolling it up. And we're going to bring hands to the floor. Take it up into downward dog. Take the feet wide. Find that shape. And look towards your hands. Step up to the front of your mats into a forward fold. We'll breathe in halfway. And breathe out, take it down. Nice bend into the knees, lift all the way up to the sky. As you breathe out, take it into chair pose. Holding it in chair pose this time, bring the hands to your heart. Try and find some ease amidst the effort. And as you breathe out, we're going to twist towards the left. So you can be upright here, or you can bring your right elbow down towards your left thigh. If you take this option, draw your right hip back. Maybe those right ribs can just come through a little bit more. Bring the heart towards the thumbs, taking a breath. And as you breathe out, come through center, push through the feet. Breathe in all the way up. You breathe out, take an open twist to the left. Breathing in through center. And breathing out, open twist to the right. Breathing in through center. Breathe out, come down, hands to the heart into chair pose. We'll just take that twist on the opposite side. Draw your ribs in. Okay, lean it forward, so stick your bum back. And we'll twist to the right. See if you can bring your left elbow down towards your right thigh. And then as you do that, draw your left hip back. Push through the heels of your feet. And see if you can draw the left ribs underneath you, just twisting a little bit more towards the thumbs. Try and spread your collarbones. Keep pulling that left hip back. Take one more breath. And as you breathe out, come through center. And then breathe in, take it all the way up to the sky. And breathe out to the left, arms out wide. Breathing in through center. Breathing out to the right. Breathing in through center. As you breathe out, big dive down to the ground. Going to step the right foot back. And we're just going to step it back so that we can have that whole foot on the floor. Toes are turned out ever so slightly, but mostly pointing forwards. And then really push down through both heels, strong legs, lifting yourself up into a high lunge. We're going to breathe in, open up the chest, and see if you can sink a little bit of weight into the heel. So back leg is straight, front knee bent, soften the shoulders, spread the collarbones. And as you breathe out, we're going to twist to the left. Take the arms out wide, a little balance challenge. Strong legs here. Breathing in through center. Breathing out, soften. Let's take one more breath. As you breathe out, let the back arm come down, reach it up forwards. And as you breathe out, bring the fingers down to the floor. We step it into our forward fold. Breathing in halfway, lifting up, lengthening. And breathe out, fingertips to the floor. We're going to step the left foot back. So we want the whole foot on the floor, so don't step back too far. And then really firm down through your feet. If you've gone quite narrow in your stance, take the front foot a little bit wider. Push down through your feet and then lift yourself up. A little bend into the front knee. Both heels rooting down. Breathe in, lifting it up. And as you breathe out, we're going to twist to the right, arms parallel to the ground. See if you can draw that right hip back a little bit. Strong legs, relax the shoulders. Taking a nice big breath. Releasing the exhale. Let's take one more breath here. As you breathe out, sweep the bottom hand forwards and both arms reach up. And as you breathe out, fingertips down to the floor, stepping it forwards into our forward fold. And from here, plant the hands, step it back into downward dog. Take the feet wide, the hands wide. See if you can find a little bit more length in the backs of the legs. Maybe the heels come a little bit closer towards the ground. Shake the head off. And then look towards your hands. Bring your weight forwards, lower the knees. Bring the knees together. Bring the shins down and sit back into kneeling. If you don't like kneeling, come to cross-legged. But just a little more cat-cow movement here. So breathing in, lifting the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up the front of the body. Breathing out, rounding through, draw the whole of the front of the body to meet the back. So breathing in, finding extension. Breathing out, rolling it through. Let's take it a couple more. Last one. The end of that exhale, just coming up to neutral spine. We're going to pop the bum over to one side and bring the legs out in front. Okay. And from here, bring the hands to the backs of the thighs and just a little bit more engagement into the core. We're going to lift up through this lower back, so try not to round it down. We want to lift and lengthen. So it might be that you stay here with the feet on the floor. We want to bring the knees together and kind of zip up the legs here. So this might be where you stay. You might come up onto the toes of your feet, the heels lifted. And then from here, keep the knees glued together and maybe lift up the right shin. So we want to keep spreading through the collarbones. Finding that ease in a more challenging pose, maybe. We'll lower the right foot, keep the heel lifted, and then take up the left foot. So drawing in, it's like a zip running down the whole of the center of the body, and we're drawing into that zip. Take one more breath, and then breathe out to lower. Let's take it once more on each side, lifting up out of that lower back. Feel your breath. And last little switch, left arm rises. Lowering that foot down, bring the heels down to the floor. Just take the feet wide and just kind of hang out between the knees. Let the chin come to the chest. So a little rounding of the spine. And then from here, roll it all the way up, and we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. I'm going to take the arms out wide, either straight or elbows bent if you haven't got much space. And then with your feet on the floor, knees bent, I'm just going to take a little bridge flow. So try and have the knees underneath your knees, the heels underneath your knees. Relax into the shoulders. As you breathe in, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Nice little back bend, we haven't done many. Breathing out, roll your spine down. So start from the neck, coming down to the hips. Breathing in, finding that arch into your back. And then breathing out, rolling it down. And this last one, we're going to hold it up there, breathing in, holding it up. So if you can gently push down through your arms, through your shoulders, push down through your heels, a little squeeze of the bum. See if you can let the hips lift up a little bit more. Try not to let the knees go wide. So imagine that zip running through the body. So squeezing into the midline of our body. So if you can lengthen the back of the neck, take one more breath. And then breathe out, roll all the way down. And when you get there, you can keep the arms where they are if you want to, or move them, just make sure you're comfortable. Gently push through the feet, lift the hips an inch and take them over to the right side. And then as you breathe out, let the knees go over to the left. So knees can be together, they can fall apart, what feels comfortable in your body. If it's all right in your neck, take your head to the right, softening into the ribs, the shoulders. I'm just going to hold it here for a few breaths to see if you can really soften the tummy and almost send your breath to your tummy. So feeling the tummy rise with the inhale and softening with the exhale. Taking one more breath here, see what you can let go of. And then when you're ready, let your head come back first. Just pause as the head rolls back. And then slowly lifting the knees, coming back through center. Okay, push through your feet, lift the hips, take them over to the left. And then let the knees go over towards the right side. Nice and heavy through the shoulders. Just making sure you're comfortable through the legs. Turning the head to the left. And then softening into the ribs. Softening into the tummy, into the hips. See if you can breathe into your tummy. When you're ready, let the head come back. And then the knees. And then one by one, bring the knees in towards your chest. And we're going to bring the hands, the arms to the inside of the knees. So if you can grab a hold of your ankles or your shins, maybe your feet. We want to take the knees wider than the body, so past the ribs. And then encouraging the thighs towards the ground and the feet towards the ceiling. So nice, good bend into the knees, a little happy baby pose. Just a little rock from side to side. The more weight you bring into the hands, the deeper the stretch. So if you can allow that lower back to really curve into the ground, enjoy a little massage. And then we'll release. We'll bring the feet down to the ground. Take the knees wide, the feet to touch, soles of the feet to touch. Just finding this diamond shape, seeing how your body feels now. We'll take the hands behind the head Interlace the hands and then soften your head into your hands. We're just going to pause in the shape. See if you can let the arms come to the ground, allowing the ribs to soften. And allowing almost the heart to lift. So just makes it with the hands behind the head, a little bit of a back bend. So if you can breathe into the front of your body. Soften into the back of your body. And if you're comfortable here, you're welcome to stay here. If you want to take the legs out long, we can bring the knees together. Bring the feet to the floor, maybe a little sway of the knees just to kind of reset the hips. And then stepping out the feet long. And you can take the hands from behind the head and bring them down by the side of the body, palm up or palm down, see what feels best. And then just coming back to that stillness that we have right at the start. Notice how your body feels now. Notice how your breath feels. Where do you feel your breath? And how does that breath feel? Notice if you're still holding any tension in your body or in your mind. Just see if you can just invite that tension to soften. And then I encourage you to stay here for as long as you want to. If you're wanting to move on, start to wriggle the fingers, the toes, a little rock of the head. And finding a little stretch in the body that feels good. And when you're ready, coming to rest on the side of your body. Before you gently come all the way up into a seat. So when you get there, just allowing the body just to settle, close the eyes and just give yourself that final piece of attention. Just notice your body now at the end of the practice. And noticing your mind as well. We'll bring the hands together at the heart just to seal the practice and bow the head to the hands, the mind to the body. Namaste. Thank you very much. I have eased myself into the evening, so I hope you have too. Have a good one. Thank you very much.